welcome back to Chasing the Target. What a day for Indian cricket. What a day for football. बहुत स्पोर्ट्स से यार आज आँखें दर्द दे रहे मेरे.
What a day for us! Also, we've been back after a while now. 2-3 दिन का
Yeah.
break था, तो I'm excited to be back and talk some cricket. It's been a while.
Yeah, काफी टाइम हो गया. एटलीस्ट शॉर्ट स्पॉट चल रहे थे अपने, लेकिन यार पूरी बारिश भी बैगन में मिला रही थी क्रिकेट को थोड़ी बहुत. आई मीन या इट वाज अबाउट टाइम. बट शुभमन गिल एंड जायसवाल की पार्टनरशिप फाइनली क्लिकिंग. आई थिंक इट वाज द बेस्ट पार्टनरशिप थ्रू आउट द सीरीज that we witnessed in terms of at least T20 format. अगर least to say USA में चला, it was a flatter track. I think अच्छी बैटिंग विकेट थी. वेस्ट इंडीज थोड़ा बहुत बीच में कोलैप्स हो गई जब कुलदीप भाई sort of spin webs around them. Nicholas Puran tried to come out again and hit them leading edge to long on, I think. And yeah, I mean Kuldeep Bhai has been very consistent in his bowling. India leveling the series, which is a very good thing to see. And again,
Back in it.
Hardik Pandya has not lost the series yet as captain.
Yeah, I think look again. It goes to the point जब हार रहे थे हम लोग यही बोल रहे थे कि ये चैनल पे कि just trust the process. It's okay. At least the youngsters are getting exposure. We were saying like they will learn. There will be a time, and that's why I'm happy. Like I'm happy that हार के ही सीखते हैं, right? Like we have this culture that जीतना है, but yeah, like हार कर जीतते हैं. Like that's how you learn. You learn from your mistakes. Sometimes it takes you time to learn. Sometimes it takes different people different things. But like at the end of the day, I think this is the right track that India are on in terms of T20 cricket. You have to accept losses, bro. Like you're taking risks. You're playing with inexperienced players. You're playing players who have not played in the West Indies. Yes, they are. Not to play international over the world. Sorry,
yeah, 100. Yeah. Now it's much better. What were you saying? I'm sorry. थोड़ा better हो गया.
No, I was just saying that you're playing against international cricketers. You're playing against international cricketers, so it's always going to be tough. It's a learning curve, and finally they're learning and they're executing their plans really well.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've learned, I mean, watching cricket with you in general, is a lot of ways to be open-minded. But like for me, again, I will be a little bit conventional when I have to be. I mean, yes, आप लंबी रस्सी दो, आप back your boys, back the process. 100% I agree with you. But there are times you need to shout at the bowler. Like if they're just going and throwing up wickets and stuff like that, that I can accept. Like for me, still I'll call out Akshar Patel again. He's a bowler. He's not bowling like he's. I mean, the wicket in West Indies were at least in favor here. For me, at least that's one call out I'd give. Jaiswal again. This is the second match. Phenomenal comeback. Good in the Test series. Now Tilak Verma, fantastic again, adaptability. But again, like you say, trust the process. Karo. आप इसके अलावा भी आई थिंक जो तरीके से अपना रांची सर्किट है, they don't get exposure to outside cricket as well, so that also you have to question why you're just questioning the players, question that process as well, that you don't send anyone abroad to play. ACC emerging
that I'm not that I can't argue with. Let's 100% आपको भेजना चाहिए, आपको दूसरे प्लेयर्स को अलग कंडीशंस में जाके खेलना. Yeah, no problem. दूसरे टूर्स पे खेलना, जैसा अभी देखो, like it took them a bit of time, but these youngsters are now settling in well. Shubman Gill batted really well today. Jaiswal has been brilliant on this tour, but it takes time when you're playing in foreign conditions. इसलिए मैं like support करता हूँ अगर आप foreign league में खेल रहे हैं, because it not only do you get to experience playing with other international cricketers, but also आप अलग conditions में खेल रहे हैं, अलग माहौल में खेल रहे हैं. बाज आपके लिए challenging रहता है, बाज आपके लिए easy रहता है, but exposure ज़्यादा रहता है and you become more professional and better as a cricketer. So I'm not arguing with that point, but basically मेरा point ये है कि they will make mistakes. They're a young team. We have to be much more understanding of it, because you see even England, the success that they got is मार खा के. Australia के against भी लोग 2 हारे फिर 2 जीते. But if you have a certain type of cricket in mind, you gotta accept losses. If you have to accept mistakes. Like Zach Rowley made mistakes for 1 year, in my opinion. If he was an Indian player, there was no way he might not even be in my team. That's how many mistakes that he made, right? Like so. Yeah, but like what I've learned over the last year, what basketball's taught me, what cricket has taught me in general, is that you got to be patient, even if you're losing, because what has happened in our cricket, that they become impatient, they make changes, and then those changes don't help you. For example, Vijay Shankar is one that I remember, that Ambati Raidu failed for 2 months, and that's it. They kicked him out of the team. They got Vijay Shankar in, and he failed too at the end of the day, even though he was performing at that time. So you have to be a bit more relaxed, and you're going to make mistakes either way, whether you get a new player in or you back a player who's making mistakes. It's still going to be it's not like that player is not human. He's also going to make mistakes. And my point is also about Surya Kumar Yadav. 50 over मैं उसको खिलाऊं भाई, मैं और सोचते जा रहा हूँ उसके बारे में, एंड दैट्स व्हाई उसको गलतियां करने दो, पर उन्हें एक प्लेयर है आपकी टीम में जो पूरा डायनामिक चेंज कर सकता है, एंड दैट्स व्हाट आई वांट टू सी, बिकॉज़ 50 ओवर इज अ गेम वेयर यू हैव टू बी अ बिट मोर ट्रेडिशनल, बट मोस्ट ऑफ योर प्लेयर्स इंक्लूडिंग हार्दिक पांड्या has become a traditional player. I would say, like, more technically correct, not trying to play aggressive. But Surya Kumar is one player, like you say,
who can
anchor in
change.
T20. Yes,
Yeah,
pura ulta hai, like
yeah,
aggressor
yeah,
who can change the
yeah,
game. So
yeah.
that's what I would like to see from Team India. ठीक है, गलतियां करेंगे, टोकना पड़ेगा, they'll have to improve on it. But you've seen today. Today is an example कि भाई ये टीम 2 मैच हारे मगर फिर भी अभी सीरीज में अलाइव है. That means they have talent, they have the ability. It's about learning, and if you give them time together, they will learn. Yes, you make slight changes. अब जायसवाल आ गया टीम में, उन्हें तो नहीं खेल रहा था, राइट, पहले तो मैचेस में, या पहले तो मैचेस में तो जायसवाल नहीं खेला. आई थिंक लास्ट 2 games he's come in. So you make slight changes. It's not like you keep everything the same, but the process should be like, look, the way Hardik Pandya is backing the youngsters, trying to play aggressive cricket, trying to do something different with the ball. You will make mistakes along the way, but overall I think they're going on the right path.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I think Hardik Pandya's captaincy also speaks volumes. 5 series, okay. He's not lost a series the way he's been playing. He has this. I think बहुत अच्छी तरीके से he has it covered. Like he just talks to his 15 people and Rahul Dravid. He doesn't like when the way he handles media is also pretty good. Obviously, he doesn't get as much as
भाई
pressure
यही
right now
प्रॉब्लम है, राइट,
because World Cup का time है. It's
हाँ,
not T20 focus,
यही
right? So
प्रॉब्लम
I
है.
get that point. But the only thing is that मैं जिस हिसाब से देखा 50 ओवर फॉर्मेट अगेन डिफरेंट ग्रेवी है व्हेन यू कंपेयर इट टू टी20 because टी20 में थ्रू आउट द ईयर आपके पास प्रैक्टिस है टू मोल्ड यंगस्टर्स लाइक ही इज हैविंग एन एडवांटेज ओवर रोहित शर्मा इन दैट एस्पेक्ट. आपका आईपीएल है एंड आईपीएल में आप 1-2 महीने खेलते तो आप टी20 के रिदम में रहते. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू
नहीं, बात सही है, मगर आप देखो 2 लॉस के बाद काफी लोग बहुत अपसेट हो गए थे T20 की टीम को लेकर, नॉट 50 ओवर. मैं यही फॉर्मेट के बारे में बात कर रहा हूं, एंड आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट यू, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट लाइक मीडिया हाउसेस, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट एक्सपर्ट्स एंड एवरीवन. दे आर वेरी अपसेट द वे इंडिया वाज प्लेइंग दिस फॉर्मेट, बट आई एम सेइंग दैट गिव इट अ चांस, जस्ट कीप गोइंग. No problem. I understand that, and then the results is the currency, but to get to certain results, you gotta take losses too. You have to take losses. You have to take risks, and that's how you're going to get results. Like we keep going back to England, we keep going back. They lost to Ireland, and they still won the World Cup. So you have to keep going to that method.
Now with England, there's one thing interesting. So what I'm thinking like, देखो भाई, the players are ready to sacrifice formats. Their players are ready to sacrifice formats. हमारे पास उल्टा है, everybody wants to play everything possible. You know what I mean? Like you see Josh Butler, he's not held over heels that he wants to play Test cricket. He knows his limitations. There are limitations.
Where I won't like you're 50% right, but 50% where I'll correct you is that Josh Butler got dropped from the Test team. उसको बोले निकलो यहाँ से. So like वो तो फिर सेलेक्टर का काम है, राइट? वो तो प्लेयर के हाथ में, आप क्यों रख रहे हो फिर सेलेक्टर का क्या?
तो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, लाइक अगर आप इंग्लैंड को देखो एज अ होल, दे हैव a lot more players. I'm not going to say maybe a lot more, people who've played international platforms, so they can divide it into 3 teams easily when you compare it to India. India has a handful.
You're making that difficult for yourself. You're making that difficult. You think Churu doesn't want to play T20 World Cup 50 over? He wants to play 100%. उसको खेलने नहीं दे रहे. हम लोग बोल रहे भाई बैठो आप. ये फर्क इधर है, तो सेलेक्टर्स और टीम मैनेजमेंट कॉल ले रहे.
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ ना.
ऐसा दिख रहा कि उन्हें नहीं खेलना चाह रहा, वैसा है नहीं. अपार्ट फ्रॉम एंडरसन,
खेलना नहीं चाह रहा की बात नहीं है. फिर भी आप नो बोले तो नो, प्रेशर नहीं है कि हमारे पास क्या है, वी हैव फैन क्लब्स ऑफ एवरी प्लेयर, राइट? अब आप देख लो आईपीएल जैसा टूर्नामेंट में शुभमन गिल के अगेंस्ट चले गए जब विराट कोहली कुछ बोल दिया, एक बात. So there is obviously that difference in England cricket and Indian cricket, that Indian cricket obviously much more passionate fans bola ya much more opinionated fans. I'm not saying I've seen this whole ASL, I've seen that like England loves their cricket, but what I like about their players is they're ready to let down, the selectors at least, they take an active participation in the.
It's the selectors. That's where you're. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So selectors have to make that decision कि भाई आप नहीं खेल सकते ये फॉर्मेट, हमको ये प्लेयर चाहिए या वो प्लेयर चाहिए, and then you back those players. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमारे पास ये भी प्रॉब्लम है. Even England, it's not like their commentators, their past players don't criticize England. They were screwing them in the first 2 games. Remember, Kevin Peterson was losing his crap. Nasser Hussain was losing his crap. They were saying, "Kya ho raha? You can't play cricket."
And like towards the 5th test, well, Nasser Hussain's word that this is the cricket that is good for England. This was his own words.
फर्क ये है कि the management, including the coach and the selector and the captain, and I'm including Rob Key in this, right? Who is
Rob Key, the director.
So I'm him. Brandon McCullum, Ben Stokes, they are going on they're all on the same level, and they're making the decision. They're not listening to other people. Whereas it's not like the England mentality is different to Indian mentality. It's similar. You want to win. Australian mentality is also similar. आपको जीतना है. मगर आप जो जिसके पास control है, there has to be a process. There has to be a method. For us, we panic too quickly. We give in to outside noise. We give in to criticism. We don't have as much patience. I'm talking about the management. I'm not talking about the public. तो वैसी है भाई. इंग्लैंड की पब्लिक भी चढ़ जाती जब इंग्लैंड हार रही है. ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं चढ़ती. It's just that उनकी पॉपुलेशन कम है तो हमको दिक्कत में नहीं आता या हम लोग इतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं लेते. लेकिन उन लोग भी क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं. मसला ये है कि आपका जो टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट है, आपके कैप्टन कोच, वहां पे जो डिसीजन मेकर है, दे हैव टू सेट एन आइडियोलॉजी एंड दे हैव टू स्टिक टू दैट. हमारे कोच कप्तान बोलते लंबी रस्सी देंगे, आधे को देते आधे को नहीं देते. राइट. आप श्रेयस अय्यर को लंबी रस्सी दे रहे हैं मगर संजू सैमसन को नहीं देते आप, फॉर एग्जांपल. सो दिस इज वेयर यू हैव टू गेट क्लैरिटी फ्रॉम द मैनेजमेंट एंड देन आउटसाइड तो चलते रहेंगे भाई. लाइक this probably a British version of you, 5 of them sitting in in England criticizing England when they lose. It's like, everybody has that mentality. I'm not that's completely fine, but जहाँ पे decision लेना है, they have to have a clear plan
100 clear plan as well. But again, like the difference again for me is like just that availability of players at a hand that the selectors have. When I say India nahi hai utte, like again, like me and you, we've been sitting here this whole year. This year itself, I've been hell over, bent that, KL Rahul ki bekar hai, KL Rahul, take him out and stuff like that. And we all came to this consensus. We wanted him to get out of the team. Somehow magically got up. Now, apart from KL Rahul, we can't go anywhere else because our क्या बोलते backup हमारे जो संजू सैमसन है, जो वो उनका खुद इंजर्ड है. तो अब फिर जो डोमेस्टिक सर्किट से निकालेंगे, फिर वो है बात होती है कि भाई उसको डोमेस्टिक से निकाल के इंटरनेशनल में नहीं फेंक सकते. Whereas like England still have a lot to play with because आप टेस्ट से निकाल के ODI में ला लो, ODI से निकाल के आप T20 में ला लो, T20 like डेविड मलान है या अपना अभी कौन एलेक्स हेल्स है, ये आ जाते कोई ना कैसे. अपने पास क्या है, अगेन द सेम 15 20 25 का वुल्फ पैक है. वो वुल्फ पैक में से निकालो, आधा अधूरा इंजर्ड है, आधा अधूरा ये है, खेलो. So I think again the whole process of building players in India has to change. Like it has to give more exposure in terms of any way that they can. जाओ खिलाओ, इंडिया ए इंडिया बी, ये वो है भाई, जाते टोर्च पिलना. लेकिन आई डोंट थिंक एट द एंड ऑफ द डे फॉर अ सेलेक्टर्स पर्सपेक्टिव भी अगर देख रहा हूँ, कहीं ना कहीं वही वाले प्लेयर्स वापस सामने आ जाते उनके. इट्स लाइक अ रूलेट, वापस वही नंबर पे गिरेगा.
हाँ, मगर वही है कि आप अभी जो बोल रहे थे मौका नहीं मिल रहा, is the same players and everything like that. It's up to the selectors, the team management. Also जब आप मौका देते हैं, आप एकदम से बहुत जल्दी क्रिटिसाइज कर लेते हैं, जल्दी जज कर लेते हैं प्लेयर को. यहाँ पे हमारे पास ये भी प्रॉब्लम है. अरे लाइक आईपीएल में उन्हें 100 मार दिया, उसको लेके आओ इंडियन टीम में. उन्हें इंडियन टीम में फेल होता है, उसको निकालो इंडियन टीम से. गायकवाड इज अ prime example. Everyone was begging for him to be in the T20 World Cup squad in Dubai and in Australia. He didn't make it. Now he's playing T20. They dropped him after a couple of games. Everyone saying निकालो उसको टीम में से. नहीं है तो आपको सबर भी रखना पड़ता, आपको प्लेयर्स को बैक करना पड़ता. नो डाउट इंडिया देते अपॉर्चुनिटीज. हार्दिक पांड्या तो दे रहा. He's giving new players even like Jaiswal played in the test series against West Indies recently. Ishan Kishan has played one day cricket for India. Rishabh Pant has got chances for India. They got him back even, but sometimes it's like they perform, then you drop them. Then if they're a very talented player, they make it back. If they're not talented, then their career kind of ends. So my thing is just keep backing. You don't. Zach Rowley is a very extreme example. I don't think any player can, any team will be able to replicate that because he failed so much. But he is still an example that no matter how much fail, if you believe in a certain player, stick with them as much as you can, no matter what is happening outside. That's what I would say. I know it's difficult in India, but still they've got to learn. You have to give chances. You have to back the youngsters because end of the day it's going to work. This series is an example. You were 2-0 down. People are saying cancel this series. Your team बेकार है. रोहित शर्मा को लेकर आओ वापस, विराट को क्यों भाई? टीम में खेलने दो. उन लोग हारे तो सीखेंगे. लाइक अगर क्या जरूरत है? विराट कोहली, रोहित शर्मा have not played T20 cricket for 1 year. Now you expecting them to come back straight away and
चलो अब विराट कोहली को तो छोड़ दो. लाइक विराट कोहली को छोड़, मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ. रोहित शर्मा, विराट कोहली अगेन, अगर मैं दोनों को कितना ही आगे जाके खेलेंगे आप.
मैं छोड़ा अभी तो देखो तुम पकड़ लिए.
क्यों पकड़ो? मैं नहीं, मैं वो पकड़ छोड़ो इन द सेंस लाइक आगे का भी सोचो. बिकॉज एक साल के बाद रोहित शर्मा रहेगा नहीं, हर फॉर्मेट में तो नहीं रहेगा. विराट कोहली रह सकता, बट उन्हें ही इज लाइक योर ट्रम्प कार्ड. चलिए तक
यार
चांद तक
फैज
नहीं,
उन्हें
अब वैसा हो गया तो।
ठीक है, मगर मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि लाइक आपका माइंडसेट ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि अब फॉर
अब
एग्जांपल
ऑस्ट्रेलिया की
इफ
वर्ल्ड कप टीम देख लो, अब ऑस्ट्रेलिया की वर्ल्ड उन लाबुशेन को बिठा दी तो नंबर 1 बैट्समैन है सपोजिटली, एक बार बोल दो, he's going to travel with the Australia A team, he's going to go whatever, they had the guts to do that, they picked a younger squad, they picked up younger
या
players because आप फ्यूचर मोल्ड कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे क्या है आप फ्यूचर को बिठा रहे, एंड ये इंडिया का ही प्रॉब्लम है बिकॉज नॉट इंडिया एंड
बिकॉज इट्स
तरफ
रिजल्ट
क्रिकेट टीम,
ओरिएंटेड,
it's
इट्स
not oriented
रिजल्ट
also,
ओरिएंटेड इन इंडिया।
it's an Indian mentality. For example अब मैं क्लब लेवल पे खेलता हूँ फुटबॉल या क्रिकेट एग्जांपल, यू नो अंडर 23 के स्क्वाड में 27 ईयर ओल्ड जा रहे, कई को भाई आप खेल लिए अपना मौका, नहीं हम खेलेंगे हम, तो दैट इज
हमको
व्हाट इट इज,
जीतना
इट्स
है।
लाइक दैट।
बट मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ, देखो
हाँ
आप विराट कोहली आप मानते बड़ा प्लेयर है, ठीक है, उन लोग क्यों बोले विराट कोहली वापस आओ, बिकॉज ही इज
सेवियर,
इंडिया इज फेलिंग राइट नाउ, दे नॉट विनिंग, दे वांट इंडिया टू विन,
सेवियर
सो
या
दे वांट विराट कोहली बैक। अब मेरे सचिन तेंदुलकर और बड़ा प्लेयर हम लोग मानते हैं राइट, हमारा जो जनरेशन है, हम लोग सचिन
बिल्कुल
तेंदुलकर को बिगेस्ट प्लेयर इन इंडिया मानते हैं, इन द वर्ल्ड मानते हैं राइट, हमारा जनरेशन
या
90s वाला।
या
Sachin Tendulkar, after because Dhoni won the T20 World Cup, we never saw Tendulkar in the T20 scheme of things at all. I think he was
I mean
benched for one game, or he might have played
he
one
was
game.
also
That's
not
it.
he and Sehwag and all of these guys were also on the consensus that भाई कौन खेलेगा T20, वैसा था, like they
मगर
thought
मेरी
it
बात
was a
सुनो,
very small
मैं
thing।
तुम्हारे को लिख के दे रहा हूँ, अगर वो मैच पाकिस्तान से
हाँ
हारे,
हार
Tendulkar
जाते
would
थे,
have been in the next
the
T20 team
next one,
100%. The
yeah
thing is, Dhoni got the power because he
जीता
won.
दिया,
It's result
yeah
oriented. The
yeah
result helps you dictate your team selection. It helps you
उसके
dictate everything.
उसके मूवी में खुद डायलॉग है, उसके मूवी में खुद डायलॉग इन द बायोपिक के भाई ही गॉट रिजल्ट्स इन द T20 सर्किट, like there's a
हाँ,
dialogue there, so he got
तो
results in it, so
ये
मतलब
इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है।
yes
अब विराट कोहली को आपको क्यों लेके, हार्दिक पांड्या, यू नो फॉर एग्जांपल इफ देयर वाज अ T20 Asia Cup right now, Hardik Pandya is a captain and they beat Pakistan in the final, they won't question his selection, they let him pick who he wants. If he says no,
yeah
Virat Kohli will keep him for one day test, T20 I want to stick with this team, they let him, but because he hasn't won anything, he hasn't done anything, they're not going to let him make that decision, so that's where it
so
becomes
one
result
question
oriented.
I
I
have,
understand.
do you consider the bilateral scene like a training ground, and then just focus on like how England do it, they consider the bilateral throughout the year a training ground, and then towards the ICC this whole, you know, net practice of bilaterals will get you your team?
No, Faz, what they do is you can say training ground, whatever, but they are implementing a strategy in every single of those bilaterals. They're still playing
Yeah
aggressive cricket. उनका जो way of playing है वो change नहीं होता। आप देख लो T20 World Cup से पहले पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट 7 T20 सीरीज था, I think 4-3 जीती इंग्लैंड if I'm not mistaken, उसमें बड़े प्लेयर नहीं खेले, there was no
नहीं
Ben
खेले,
Stokes also who was there in the T20 World Cup, I think it was just Josh Butler also played 2-3 games, he was injured, it was Moeen Ali leading the side. They didn't change the style of play. You can see it like, okay, there was lesser players playing or everything like that, but they were implementing a type of method. And that method also caused problems in the World Cup. ऐसा नहीं है कि वर्ल्ड कप में आके एकदम से धच्चा उड़ा दे, नहीं, आयरलैंड से हारे वही वर्ल्ड कप में, फिर जाके जीते, but it's a method that they're implementing, a type of game plan. Now, if you stick with that, if you lose, you accept it. If you win, you accept it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, create a process like that, a type of a style of play. Allow them to, because the last T20 World Cup was kind of a joke. You said we're going to play aggressive cricket. Rohit Sharma came before the Asia Cup. We were there. I mean, I remember I was there in the Dubai tournament. Australia, we didn't go, but in Dubai, we were there. He said in the press conference, कि भाई हम लोग aggressive खेलने वाले, ये खेलने वाले, खेले दुबई में, हारे, ठीक है, बट इंस्टेड ऑफ कंटिन्यूइंग दैट, जब सेमीफाइनल टाइम आया, जब पाकिस्तान के मैच अगेंस्ट आया, क्या हुआ, आप वही टुक टुक चले गए वापस, वही केएल राहुल, रोहित शर्मा टॉप के प्लेयर, सो दैट्स
वही हैबत, वही थोड़ी बॉल मूव होती की हैबत हो गई।
आप हारो, मगर एक अगर आपका एक टेम्पलेट है, मैं नहीं बोल रहा एग्रेसिव खेलो, बेसबॉल खेलो, बट जो टेम्पलेट है वो मत हटाओ जस्ट बिकॉज़ यू आर स्केयर्ड ऑफ लूजिंग, बिकॉज़ यू आर गोना लूज ईदर वे देन।
No, that's what my point is, like you have a whole year of bilateral, at least 4 years अगर World Cup, 2 years अगर in T20 का ले लो, you have a adequate amount of time to implement template strategies and squad strategies, so you should probably do that, right? And squad wise I still understand for certainty that now that I look at my squad, I'm having a bloody problem in number 4 since 6-8 months. That's shame. And we're in a country that has a billion population.
10 साल,
2-3 साल, 10 साल, हाँ.
इंटरव्यू, रोहित शर्मा का इंटरव्यू देखे परसों, he said we didn't have a proper number 4 since Yuvraj Singh. This is what he said 2 days ago.
Yuvraj Singh.
In a press conference,
we spoke about it I think 3 days ago, Yuvraj Singh के बारे में. So मेरे हिसाब से squad depth का छोड़ दो. The squad depth का आप छोड़ दो. For me, it's more like at least implement strategies. Again, like what Don comes back to, like अपने जो अबरार भाई उन्हें वही बोलते हैं. It's from the ground level. management not in sync with the team. Like there is no middleman transferring news. Selectors are doing what they want to do. Someone ballsy has to come in, and I mean Rohit Sharma का तो he's on that thing कि मैं World Cup खेल लूंगा, best दे दूंगा, अपना हो जाएगा मेरा खत्म. Like this is my last shot at the World Cup. I'm going to try it and go. For me, I'm not lying. I feel Hardik Pandya is a very good captain. The way he takes calls, the way he takes responsibility and accountability, and this guy, the only one who can be a proper like all rounder in this team. So I think going forward, we should move with Hardik Pandya. For me, he has much more hold, which what I feel in a T20 format.
He won't be allowed though. Like in a big tournament, he himself will change his decision making and he will make.
Like you said, but if he wins the World Cup next year, he'll get it.
Yeah.
Like MS Dhoni.
Yeah, if he wins the World Cup, yeah, but that's the problem, right?
And this team right now, the way it is, I have a good feeling. I mean, obviously, but I have a good feeling that
one of the reasons why I'm saying don't take Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, that because it lowers the expectations. In 2007, there was not any expectation. We had no expectations.
Yeah, we didn't even know this. We didn't even know this format at that time.
Yeah, so like it was one off. T20 चल रहा है, हम लोग young team के साथ जाएंगे, जरूर देखेंगे.
Bowl out क्या था याद है? पहली बार जिंदगी में देखा मैं bowl out.
Yeah, like, उसमें क्या
हुआ? Sharma bowled in that, bro.
या उसमें क्या हुआ, पाकिस्तान से लकीली बोल आउट जीत गए, ठीक है. आप आई थिंक स्कॉटलैंड से जीते, आप न्यूजीलैंड से फिर सुपर सिक्सेस में हार गए. यू लॉस्ट द गेम. फिर आप इंग्लैंड को 6 छक्के मारे, फिर साउथ अफ्रीका को मारे, ऑस्ट्रेलिया सेमीफाइनल, फिर साउथ अफ्रीका यू हैड टू, एंड व्हाट हैपेंड वाज दैट साउथ अफ्रीका गेम वाज मस्ट विन. बट अब इतना अच्छा खेले वो गेम, क्या साउथ अफ्रीका को भी बाहर कर दिया रन रेट पे, याद है? आई थिंक 40-50 रन से जीते थे, एंड यू डिफेंडेड 150. The expectations were low at that time. Like us going into that game, watching on TV, we used to tell each other कि भाई अरे आज तो खाएंगे आरपी सिंह, श्रीशांत, इन लोग तो खाएंगे छक्के, वहाँ पे हेडन है, वहाँ पे इन है, वहाँ पे
जोगिंदर शर्मा था भाई.
हाँ, expectations lower रहता तो then the team can be more creative, they can be a bit more expressive. But again, like
अब देखो ओवर टाइम पे वो फॉर्मेट डेवलप नहीं था. चलो ठीक है, धोनी अगेन अब यहाँ पे एक्सपेक्टेशन इसलिए बिकॉज यू हैव एन IPL, you have other leagues where people are exposed, you know what the quality of your players are, so expectations to rahega without a doubt. I think that is like irrespective. But for me, if Hardik Pandya is able to carry on with this squad, and he's one of that guys, he will say, bhai, aap Rohit Sharma, Virat, he can do it. I have a feeling because he has a IPL in his, and two IPL finals under his belt. He is getting the respect of his 11 that is in the squad right now. Everybody looks up to him in some way. They have a good unit going. Aap agar stump mic suno, Ishan, Hardik Pandya, mostly all of these guys joke around in the field. It's a camaraderie. Right? It's a good.
But I'll tell you what happened. Just take it now, forward it to the World Cup. He's playing a game. He makes the same mistake he did against the West Indies. He doesn't bowl Chahal out, or he doesn't bowl his best bowler out. He's going to get slaughtered. That is the problem, because now there's a lot of content. There's a lot of social. This is the problem right now. आप 2 गेम पहले रिवाइंड कर दो, उसकी क्रिटिसिज्म चल रही थी, भाई उन्हें क्या करा, अक्षर पटेल को क्यों नहीं बॉलिंग करा, इन्हें चल हम लोग, मैं खुद बोला, बट आई वाज अ बिट मोर रिलैक्स्ड अबाउट इट. आई सेड इट्स ओके that he made those mistakes. But I identified those mistakes, right? I said he made those, bro, he's making mistakes in every game, but those mistakes will not be क्या बोलते हैं उसको, they won't be like forgiven or whatever, बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे वो मिस्टेक को वर्ल्ड कप में. like that is the
बिल्कुल. बट मैं वही, मेरा पॉइंट ये है कि ये अभी जो इसका ट्राइलैटरल का सीरीज का है, पूरा ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड है. वर्ल्ड कप विल बी, एंड दैट्स व्हाट आई फील पर्सनली, कि हार्दिक पांड्या इज अ स्मार्ट गाय. ही इज इंप्लीमेंटिंग व्हाटएवर ही नोज, हु ही नीड्स वेयर. He stuck to Surya को क्रिटिसाइज, stuck. He got criticized. इंडिया पाकिस्तान में फिनिश करा, स्लो करा, विराट कोहली जिताया, ये सब चीजें बहुत क्रिटिसिज्म सह लिया. So this guy knows how to handle media. He knows how to handle criticism. That's one thing for him. The second thing is, already he's had 5 victories under his belt. There's no one that can tell. We're coming back from a series where 2-2 right now. So this is giving another tick mark on his resume. Come 2024, come 2024. I understand what you're saying in terms of he'll get slaughtered. अगर ये जो way of victories है या ये वो strategy वहाँ जाके बदलेगा, I feel बदलेगा तो नहीं. हाँ, criticism हो सकती है, अगर हारे वो तो हमेशा ही होगी. But I still feel this guy is the right guy.
But my point is that if you say that he's going to, if he lost the series and you still stick with him captain, then I will agree with you. But he's now this stand shouldn't change if India lose the series. He should still this stand should be. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in general. People will say that उसको back कर देगा even if he loses the series. अब आप पलटा के अगर उन लोग कल हार गए, निकोलस पूरन मार दिया, सेंचुरी, डबल सेंचुरी, जो भी है, अगर फोड़ के रख दिया, फिर आप बोले भाई हार्दिक को नहीं मालूम, शेकी है, ये है, वो है, उन्हें फिट नहीं रहता.
बट मेरा सवाल ये है ना, मेरा ये सवाल है कि हार्दिक को चलो ठीक है आप साइड लाइन कर दो, आप लाते किसको कैप्टन? विराट, रोहित तो चले आएगा एक साल में, विराट नहीं लेगा बिकॉज़ आप हका ले खुद ही. तो है कौन? अब श्रेयस अय्यर नहीं आ सकता, कल पीठ पकड़ के चले जाएगा। जसप्रीत बुमराह आ नहीं सकता, उसका तो अभी मालूम ही नहीं। आयरलैंड में मालूम होगा कि भाई वर्ल्ड कप खेल रहे हैं नहीं है। श्रेयस का तो अभी मालूम
नहीं
नहीं।
वो तो
केएल राहुल तो छोड़ दो।
मगर
सो
मगर मैं बोल रहा हूँ ये
कैप्टन मटेरियल, हाँ, आई थिंक दे विल स्टिक विद दिस गाय। आई हैव नो डाउट इन दैट। हार्दिक पांड्या विल बी गुड।
no, but I'm just saying, like in general, like he should be back because look, I'll be very honest with you. If Hardik Pandya didn't win the IPL, he would not be considered an Indian cricket captain, especially
100%,
after the
yeah,
trophy
yeah,
with Karan Arvind. So nobody would have
yeah.
considered him. So now that he's there, I think captain koi bhi ban sakta hai. It's not like there's nobody you can make a
But you
captain.
need,
You can create a
but
captain.
you need a क्या बोलते signed क्या बोलते, you need some trophy or some gold to justify
Yeah,
your
but you have to
ability.
take the gamble. Like, for
Yeah,
example, again, I'm sorry for referring to England again, but Owen
yeah,
Morgan
yeah.
was so successful. Then Josh Butler took over. Whatever, he lost his first 3-4 T20 series.
Four
And
teams.
when
Yeah.
were the T20 series? Going into the World Cup. He lost in England against South Africa and he lost against New Zealand in England. And they're like, "Bhai, isko captain bana diye. He's not like Morgan, this and that." 3 months later, World Cup jeet gaya unhe. So it's like you're back. The management is backing him. They're continuing to back him. The players are supporting him. He is supporting the players. It's all about that. If you see,
वो
like
है ना,
everyone was saying,
कंसेंसस रहना
"इसको
ना
नहीं आती,
पूरे एक साथ।
इसको नहीं आती
हाँ, एक
कैप्टनसी, उन्हें खामोश है." इंग्लैंड के ही लोग बोल रहे थे, हमारे लोग थोड़ी बोल रहे थे इंग्लैंड।
हमारे लोग एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, हमारे लोग खुद ये बोल रहे कि भाई उम्मीद नहीं है। देयर इज वन ऑफ द थिंग दैट आई सॉ टाइटल ऑन, लाइक इंडिया से तो उम्मीद ही नहीं है। इतना बुरा सीन है अभी इंडिया का कि उम्मीद ही नहीं है एशिया कप में। तो ये आप मेंटालिटी, आपका टीम है, आप सपोर्ट करो। हाँ भाई, लाइक आप एनालाइज करो भाई प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है। प्रॉब्लम भाई नंबर 4 का प्रॉब्लम है, आई गेट इट। Tilak Verma is one guy I have a good feeling about the guy number 4, but again he's not there because he's probably going to the Asian Games. Tilak Verma is a very good asset at number 4. I think he's very mature for his age. He has he has how many 550s and 500s in the last 25 games. He has like some कितने के runs है bro ने, strike उसका strike rate है कुछ 101 है. He's incredible in his first class cricket बोल रहा हूँ मैं. But they
Faiz,
won't
this bad
consider him.
patch, yeah, one bad patch, this will all be forgotten. गायकवाड़ का आप देख लो रन डोमेस्टिक में, आप आईपीएल में भी देख लो, आप सईद मुश्ताक में देख लो, उन्हें कैसा कंसिस्टेंटली खेल रहा था. नाउ इज गोइंग थ्रू अ रफ पैच, ड्रॉप कर दिए. तो
चलो गायकवाड़ का ने
गायकवाड़
गायकवाड़ अगर ओपनिंग में आ रहा तो आई सी द व्हाट ही इज गोइंग अगेंस्ट शुभमन गिल, ही इज गोइंग अगेंस्ट रोहित शर्मा. दैट्स तो क्वेश्चनेबल ही नहीं है वो. शुभमन गिल अगेन, ही इज इन अ वेरी गुड प्लेस राइट नाउ. जयसवाल राइट नाउ इज probably, but Rutraj didn't get chances, I'll give him that.
That's
So
what I'm
but
saying.
when I look at the people against Tilak Verma, yes, he's young. Surya Kumar got his chances. I'm with you on Surya. I'm still with you that he's the only accelerator. But if you're looking at a problematic number 4, why are you feeling problem when you have a potential number 4 right there who is playing beautiful cricket right now? Consider करो भाई, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के सीरीज में डाल के देखो, अगर उन्हें चल रहा तो उसको यूज करो. केएल राहुल और श्रेयस इंजरी से आ रहे, चलेंगे नहीं चलेंगे उसका माल, यह बंदा चल रहा, ये चीज चल रही है, गाड़ी इंजन जबरदस्त है. श्रेयस इसको रोटेट करते रहो, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. लाइक सूर्या एंड
मेरे हिसाब से अगर मैं देखा तो उसको आप यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट तिलक वर्मा, राइट?
या
or Jaiswal, they're both playing well. Like both of them are playing well, Jaiswal, Tilak Verma. But मेरे हिसाब से over here, I would say that bro, 50 over में आप like put him in the T20 circuit first, put him in the firing line, let him play World Cup, and then shift him into the 50 over World Cup. Because what's going to happen by mistake, अगर उन्हें नहीं चला, problem उसका हमारे ही लोग मारते. That's a problem. Whereas if he was playing for another country, I would say let him play, no problem. He's very talented. But I don't think it's the right thing for him that he plays in the 50 over World Cup. It will be very unfair on him, in my opinion. Whether I would play him if I was captain, even I would consider it. I would think, yeah, I would hesitate to play him. Yes, he's playing. अब देखो फैक्ट ये भी है कि he's in form right now. He's playing against West Indies. It's different. World Cup, it's going to be different pressure. There's going to be a billion people on him. I don't know if he's going to get the same results. Yes, you will counter that and tell me at least throw him in the pool. But I'm saying throw him in the T20 pool first and then throw him in the 50 over pool. That's what I would say.
Maybe then that's probably the next process, that you play him first T20, then you move him to 50 overs, then you move him.
भाई आपके जो अभी प्लेयर है जो खेल रहे 50 ओवर फैज,
अब मेरे जो अभी नहीं मैं क्या सिनारियो में खिलाना चाह रहा हूँ तिलक वर्मा का बोलता हूँ. केएल राहुल का पता नहीं, चलो केएल राहुल लेट्स से अक्टूबर में नहीं चल रहा, नहीं आ रहा. श्रेयस अय्यर बैक इंजरी अगेन. इस सिचुएशन में आप बैठ के आप सोचेंगे मेरा नंबर 4 कौन है, राइट? बिकॉज अगर तिलक वर्मा केएल राहुल इंजर्ड है, श्रेयस भी इंजर्ड है, नहीं चल रहा, नहीं बन रहा, अब आपके खाते में कौन है? सूर्य कुमार यादव जो जाएगा. I have no doubt. I think Surya is going to play the World Cup. I have no doubts in that. I don't know why, because I see this guy playing, and Rohit Sharma will back him. Who's the other guy who's going to play number 4? Either you drop Shubman Gill to 3 and put Virat at 4 and get Jaiswal in, or what are you going to do?
I would play Ishan Kishan or Sanju Samson because
at number 4.
yeah, at number 4, because Ishan Kishan, if you remember, he also in the IPL he used to play at 4 when
Nah, 4. Yeah.
Decock and Rohit used to
The
open.
cock
Yeah,
and
like
road. Yeah.
opening time पे, तो he plays in the middle order. Put him there. मेरे को ये समझ में नहीं आया जब अभी वनडे सीरीज था. I know you wanted to experiment, मगर आप एक आध गेम विराट कोहली को वन डाउन खिला के रोहित शर्मा को ओपन करके ईशान को 4 खिलाओ, फिर आप देख सकते हैं कहां बैठ रहा उन्हें. I would play him at 4 or I would play Surya Kumar. That's my opinion. Surya Kumar or Sanju Samson at 4. I would play Sanju Samson at 4, Surya at 6.
Yeah, the most annoying thing is कि भाई जब नंबर 4 का सवाल आता है हैबत एक निकालो भाई कौन कौन है नंबर 4 की कैपेबिलिटी में, देखो स्ट्रेंथ वीकनेसेस है. हैबत क्या कहना है, अरे श्रेयस नहीं, अरे केएल नहीं, चलो ठीक है, बैलेंसिंग एक्ट नहीं मिल रहा अपने को, आई गेट इट. What are you gonna do? Hardik Pandya खुद can play 4 if he wants. He can play 4 the way he's playing right now. That template.
Exactly. और वही है कि आप इन लोगों के साथ मैनेज करो. फिर अगर इन लोग इंजर हुए, आप तिलक वर्मा को प्रमोट कर दो, आप जसवाल को जो करना करो, बट ऐसा डरो मत कि भाई नहीं होता भाई.
नंबर 4 नहीं, अरे कौन बोले नंबर 4 नहीं यार, है नंबर 4. लाइक कोहली खुद नंबर 4 खेल सकता, कोहली खुद नंबर 4, शुभमन गिल थर्ड खेल सकता. आप एक्सपेरिमेंट कर सकते हो, ऐसे उतना बड़ा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है वो. रोहित शर्मा केम है नंबर 4 एट वन ऑफ द ओडीआई.
मगर भाई तोबा नहीं, रोहित शर्मा मेरे को नो, आई हैव नथिंग अगेंस्ट हिम, ही कैन बैट
आईपीएल में था वो,
but like I want he's an opener in the last few years. Let him, I can't take another change in my heart, man. Let him play open, let Virat Kohli one down, and then the players that you're picking now in the middle order, put them in the middle order and go for it.
अब लोग सवाल क्या करेंगे, संजू को कई को लेते हैं. संजू
कर रहे तो यार फैज जैक रॉली का नहीं करे, क्वेश्चन सब करे, पूरी दुनिया करी जैक रॉली को. बैगन पकड़ो बोलो, बिकॉज़ द थिंग इज यू डोंट हैव ऑप्शंस एंड दीस आर मिडिल ऑर्डर प्लेयर्स. सिंपल बात है. अगर यू नो अगर तुम मेरी टीम में है, मैं ये थोड़ी बोलूंगा कि नहीं भाई अब के लोग क्या बोलेंगे, फैज को नहीं खिला सकते. ये मैं खिलाऊंगा भाई, बिकॉज़ यू आर माय प्लेयर, आई एम गोइंग टू मेक यू प्ले. इफ यू फेल और थिंक, बट आई नो यू बीन प्लेइंग फॉर 1 ईयर, व्हाई द हेल विल आई ड्रॉप यू देन.
नहीं, और प्रॉब्लम क्या है, आप पूरे दुनिया को सुना दिए कि आपका प्रॉब्लम नंबर 4 है. हर ऑपोजिशन को मालूम कि आपका प्रॉब्लम है.
That was a stupid interview. मैं वही बोल रहा हूं, समझ में नहीं आ रहा.
हर ऑपोजिशन को मालूम आपका नंबर 4 है. हर ऑपोजिशन को मालूम अगर बुमराह नहीं खेला आप हैबत में रहेंगे, क्योंकि सिराज भाई एक है, शमी एक, उसके अलावा कोई बॉलर नहीं है आपके पास. बॉलिंग का तो कोई सोच ही नहीं रहा. नंबर 4 के पीछे इतना है कि बॉलिंग का तो सोचो भाई, बॉलिंग चलेंगी नहीं चलेंगी. पहले आप करें रोहित शर्मा है, रोहित शर्मा कहते अपने कहने, अगर बुमराह भाई गॉड फॉरबिड अगर आयरलैंड जाके इधर इधर हो गई उनकी हड्डी, बढ़ जाएंगे ना, फिर उनको प्रॉब्लम क्या है, एनसीए जाएंगे, एसी में चिल करेंगे. भाई बैकअप सोचो भाई, अपने स्ट्रेटेजी बनाओ कि भाई चलो बुमराह को हटा के मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. अर्शदीप अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा, मुकेश कुमार अच्छे नहीं दिख रहे, कौन है भाई, कौन है? उमरान मलिक तो छोड़ ही दो, उसका तो कोई भरोसा ही नहीं, उन्हें T20 के अलावा कुछ खेलेगा या नहीं खेलेगा. The thing is, like, we genuinely have issue in bowling, bro. Like, we have issue in bowling. Nobody's understanding that.
Yeah, no, but again, like, you know, we do have issues in the bowling, but it's about, you know, continuing to play those balls. Umran Malik, I don't understand fast. Okay, he's expensive. मेरे को मालूम है, पिटका, he had a very bad IPL. वो मेरी टीम के लिए खेलता, मेरे को सबसे अफसोस मेरे को ही हुआ. But आप उसको खिलाओ, अभी खिलाओ, अभी मौका है. There's nothing on the line. Play him, उसको groom करो, let him learn from the mistakes. If he gets hit so badly in the whole West Indies series, then okay, fine, drop him. But if he's there in the squad, play him. Why aren't you playing him?
Yeah, because अगर आप अर्शदीप और मुकेश को भी देखो, उनका भी equally to blame है भाई. They're getting a hit as well.
Yeah, you know, if you're having a bad patch, that's when you need to back play, especially when there's something not on the line right now. Back him, let him play. And look, you're going into the World Cup phase, I'll give you a guarantee. 11, आपके 11 तो कोई भी टीम का हर प्लेयर फॉर्म में नहीं रहेगा. It's about 2-3 players stepping up for that particular game. Right? It's not going to be पूरा 11 इंग्लैंड का चलने वाला या पूरा 11 ऑस्ट्रेलिया का चलेगा, ऐसा तो थोड़ी रहेगा. Right? You will have out of form players, but you still have to back those players because you played with them. You've played with them for the last year. You have you've gone on different
chemistry set हो गई bro. Chemistry set.
You're planning together. मेरे हिसाब से भाई, it's too late to bring Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul into the team. You can. I'm not saying.
The minute if England play India, लिख के रख लो, मार्कवुड अगर खेल रहा हो मैच, केएल राहुल को मार्कवुड ही लेके जाएगा उन्हें
भाई. मगर फैज, अगर उन्हें ये साल पूरा खेला, राइट, एंड उन्हें एक गेम में 70 मार रहा, एक गेम में 10 मार रहा, एक गेम में 60, मैं फिर भी उसको बैक करता हूँ.
Exactly, regularity. Yeah.
No, yeah, but I honestly don't think you would have backed him, but I would back him because he's playing, right? But now I'm not backing him because of this only. He's not been in the team. He's going to be rusty as hell. You remember?
भाई उन्हें IPL में कैसा खेल रहा था? Like, he didn't give a damn about strike rate. That's not my 50 over. चलो ठीक है, I'll understand.
World Cup कैसा खेला उन्हें ऑस्ट्रेलिया?
फिर
एशिया कप कैसा खेला? And you know what the reason was? Just before that, there was a Zimbabwe tour. He was injured. they tried to rush him for the Asia Cup, but they needed to see him play. They sent him to Zimbabwe. वहाँ पे
जिम्बाब्वे
एक game
100 मारा
एक
था.
game खेला उन्हें, that's it. And then they said Asia Cup. He was not fit. I was there in the stadium. He did not look fit. Went to the World Cup. He was still recovering. Then IPL में then वापस वही injury वापस हो गई. So he was not 100% fit. This is another problem. That's why there was no. We didn't discuss it that much, but
Injection.
that was an. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that was another.
Chetan Sharma.
That was another problem in the team. So like they were trying to force players in who are not fully fit, and I think you should learn from that mistake. And if they're not fit, they're not fit. You go with who is available. That's my simple opinion. But
Yeah,
it's the problem is out of 100% of population, only 10% will agree with this, especially when the results are not going right.
Yeah, that's what I think. For the population, they need to understand that what do you want? Do you want a trophy or do you want bilaterals? If you want bilaterals, then don't cry if you're losing in the ICC formats. Use the bilaterals. Don't get so frustrated in the bilaterals कि आप हर मैच हाँ सीरीज हारे बुरा लगेगा. Let's say अगर पूरे साल में 6 bilaterals है, आप 3 हार रहे, आप 3 जीते, वेरी गुड है, वेरी गुड, 50%. बिकॉज bilateral से क्या मिल रहा है आपको? कुछ नहीं मिल रहा. वो रैंकिंग डोंट गिव अ डैम. लाइक who's gonna care? एक जमाना में क्यों था वो? It's because we had only bilaterals and World Cup and that's it. अभी इतने टूर्नामेंट्स बैक टू बैक है, तो एज अ टीम प्रेप करने का भी टाइम आपको ज्यादा मिलता नहीं. सो आई थिंक just use the bilaterals to make some quality strategies, find backups, make a proper squad, and then you see how you want to delegate whom in test, whom in T20, whom in ODI. But yeah, I guess मेरा हिसाब से तो वही होगा कि भाई bilaterals को अब इतना सीरियस लेना का पॉइंट नहीं है.
Yeah, because the thing is also in the big games in the World Cup, because of this mentality of a bit of fear and you're not being able to play a certain style because of pressure, teams that you're better than, you're losing to them, and teams that are better than you, they're wiping you the floor. Like for example, against New Zealand, you were a better team than them in 2019. You were playing better. You were the number 1 ranked team after the group stages, but then they beat you, right? That MS Dhoni innings was artificial excitement. The game was done, in my opinion, when Jadeja got out. Then what happened against England in the semi-final? They were a better team than you. They wiped the floor with you. You see, Pakistan, when they played England, it was a much tougher fight. They fought really well, and if Shaheen Afridi was fully fit, I think they could have still defended that score. Maybe, like again, it's we don't know. We can say anything. He wasn't fully fit in that game. He walked out also. I think after his last over or just during his last over.
Yeah, he did. He fell.
Usme Naseem Shah kaisa Stokes spell. So they fought over there. Whereas we are getting either hammered or teams that are worse than us, that we're better than, we're losing to them. So that is the problem, and that's because of fear, putting too much pressure on yourself, and not having a style of play consistent throughout the tournament.
और आप पाकिस्तान को भी देखो, they're using bilaterals and these series to experiment with younger generation. साइम अयूब है, क्या जूनियर है वो, वसीम जूनियर है, कितने लोग आके खेल के जा रहे हैं, you know, they haven't got experience. नोमान अली आके खेल रहा है, इन्हें आके खेल, so they're utilizing whatever resources they have, PSL से कहाँ से भी. So मैं बोल रहा हूँ, I think now it's come to a consensus that you want a trophy, or do you want to win bilaterals, and then you want to win a trophy also? That's too much work, I think, in this generation of cricket.
But fine, look, I'll tell you something. They want to win everything, right? They want to win, and they really want to win trophy. But it's not like they don't want to win a trophy when they go into the thing, but it's they're not prepared properly, or not to the best of their abilities. They're not prepared. They make errors. They panic very quickly. That's another problem. You panic very quickly and you make errors in selection. And then when you're on the field, you start making tactical errors. You start making, you play false shots, poor deliveries, because you're taking too much pressure. And that is the problem. I don't think, I will not question anyone's desire. I think everybody will want to win in that Indian team.
Desire question no, I'm not a desire of the team. I'm not a desire of the public. Like public,
no,
public जो
public को अपनी खाली जीत देखना है और कुछ देखना नहीं है.
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ. मेरे हिसाब से क्या था कि आप bilaterals जीतो अच्छा रहेगा, नहीं जीतो तो चलो ठीक है. आप I'll get annoyed. I will get annoyed. But if they're coming up with a strategy that I can clearly see, then I'll understand. But here in India, the problem, you can't even see a strategy because someone or the other is getting changed. Someone or the other is getting injured.
Owen Morgan captain the World Cup before the one which was in Dubai. At that time, the semi-final, what do you call it? They made mistakes with the bowling. Jordan got hit a bit and everything, and they lost that game. They were defending 180. They could have actually got 200 if they played a bit more sensibly batting-wise, but they played in a certain manner. They lost that game. The Duke came into play, whatever. They lost that game, and they're out of the World Cup. But they still lost to a great partnership. I think it was New Zealand के middle order थे, मेरे को याद नहीं, Daryl Mitchell and some Neesham या कोई था left hander था, मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा. अबू धाबी में मैच था. So England actually, like, it was still a really good game, and you lost. You came back the next year and you
Yeah, I
won.
think
So
Namesham tha. Yeah,
they
yeah.
learned from
Daryl
their
much.
mistakes
Yeah,
or whatever, and they
yeah.
went, like, if you saw it clearly in the final against Pakistan, when things got a bit tough, they didn't go crazy. They relaxed a bit. Right, it
Mm.
wasn't like baseball. They relaxed a bit. Ben Stokes consumed some deliveries, soaked in the pressure, and then sucker punch. So it's the process. भाई उन्हें ब्रैथवेट भी 4 छक्के मारा, यही मॉर्गन ही कैप्टन था, and they lost.
Yeah.
But you would still take that because you went to the last over, you fought it. I mean, England will take that. Our public won't take that. भाई हार के कैसा हार के पैंती, like
चार
they'll be
छक्के
like
खा
that.
लिए,
हाँ,
चार छक्के
चार
खा लिए,
छक्के, yeah.
ये
That is
उम्मीद
the
नहीं है
thing.
ये टीम से, और ये टीम को हका लो, मुंह काला करो, घर पे पत्थर मारो.
ये
अरे
प्रॉब्लम है,
भाई
ये प्रॉब्लम,
टू
ये
मच कर
प्रॉब्लम.
दे रहे. गए वो दिन भाई, अब कंपटीशन है एक नेक्स्ट लेवल है. आपके बच्चों को बाहर भेजो, दूसरों के अफगानिस्तान के बच्चों को देखो यार कितना डेवलप हो गए. वरना ऑस्ट्रेलिया में खेल रहे, दे पॉपुलर. ऐसा भी नहीं कि छोटे राशिद खान, नूर अहमद, इतना पूरे पॉपुलर फिगर है भाई बीबीएल में. यू नो अबू दुबई में तो इन लोगों का होम है. तो आई मीन देयर doing everything, and I'm not lying. Afghanistan, Bangladesh, इन लोगों को लाइट नको ले. इतना टू गुड है यार, ये एक्चुअली
हाँ,
थ्रेट है इन
बांग्लादेश को
इंडिया.
ऑलमोस्ट हरा दी थी इंडिया को तो लास्ट वर्ल्ड
इंडिया
कप में.
हरा दी ओडीआई सीरीज में, बायलैटरल में इंडिया लॉस्ट टू
बट इवन
बांग्लादेश.
वर्ल्ड कप में उन्हें रिटर्न था,
इंग्लैंड
सो
को हरा,
बारिश में
इंग्लैंड को भी हरा. हाँ, वो बारिश पड़ के उन्हें वो हो गया या वहां भी बच गया पंडियारेस से. तो
वो भी
आई
बच
थिंक
गए थे वर्ल्ड कप में.
बांग्लादेश है, नेदरलैंड्स इस तरीके से आई, यू नो क्वालिफाई होके, इट्स गोइंग टू बी फन टू सी देम एज वेल. स्कॉटलैंड नहीं, श्रीलंका भाई, दैट देयर आल्सो यू नो गन्स ब्लेजिंग. उन्हें तो फोड़ दे के सबको रख दिए. एंड अभी यू नो इट्स गोना बी फन टू सी. एशिया कप 100% मजा आने वाला है कि बाबर आजम मिलना क्या सोच रहे. But India really need to work things out, get one squad in, and finally just lock it wagon. Like it's like FPL, man. Every week one change हो रहा है यहाँ पे. अगर कोई इंजरी हो जा रही, किसी को हो जा रहा, फिर कोई नोट लेके आ रहे कोई जनों से, तो वो इंजरी वाले प्लेयर को भी खिला दे रहे. So like,
एंड दैट इज द थिंग, लाइक भाई ये प्लेयर के बिना नहीं खेल सकते. वो मेरे में भी था, राइट, लाइक, और अभी भी है, लाइक बैक ऑफ द
विराट कोहली के बिना नहीं खेल सकते. I'm pretty sure you're right. If you're thinking विराट कोहली.
So like मेरे भी रहता, विराट कोहली नहीं है, आज से बैगन भी नहीं हरा सकते पाकिस्तान को. That's what I will think. That's my thinking also. But we have to get rid of that thinking. If you want to be successful as a team, you got to back your players. It doesn't matter if it's Kohli is fit or not fit. If he's not fit, you still go for the win. If he's fit, you still go for the win, and you believe that you can win deep inside.
The main man this World Cup is Rohit Sharma. He has to get.
But that's what I'm saying. But like you have to create an environment where you can still win. That doesn't mean you can win every tournament or every match, but you can still win as a team at least 50% of the time if you're going into a tournament. Ki bhai, even without
New Zealand is the biggest example. New Zealand is the biggest example. They won't be having Kane Williamson probably, most probably. They won't be having Kane Williamson because injury is a little bit more prolonged, but he's happy with the progression. But आप New Zealand को देख लो ना, हर टाइम ऐसा दिखता है बैगन की टीम है, हर टाइम कहीं ना कहीं सेमीफाइनल से आते. वो बिलीव है, वो यूनिटी है, दे रिस्पेक्ट ईच अदर, दे हैव गॉट ईच अदर.
वही रखना. और आपके पास टैलेंटेड प्लेयर्स है, लाइक ओके ठीक है, विराट कोहली विल बी अ मैसिव मिस द एक्सपीरियंस एंड एवरीथिंग लाइक दैट, बट देन you do have talented players who can still go and take the attack to the opposition, but you have to build that mentality. आपको ये पहले से ग्रास रूट्स में बोलना कि भाई कोई बड़ा प्लेयर छोटा नहीं है, जो आप टीम में सब इकट्ठे खेलेंगे, सब एक लेवल पे, और जीतने का है, और लाइक वी हैव टू अटैक द ऑपोजिशन, एंड दिस इज आवर सिस्टम ऑफ प्लेइंग. वी विल प्ले लाइक दिस. इफ यू वांट टू प्ले डिफेंसिव, यू प्ले डिफेंसिव. इफ यू वांट टू प्ले मिक्स इट अप, you mix it up. If you want to play aggressive, you play aggressive, but you everyone on the same page, and let's go.
100%.
And if you want Faiz to attack and Mustafa to defend, you clarify the roles with those specific players. It's simple as that. Like, I mean, it's not simple, but on a professional level, this is what you expect, and this is what should happen.
And the worst thing is, अगर कोई अच्छा जा रहा है, देखो, like for example, अगर I'm not want to be negative, but India has this temperament कि कोई अच्छा भी चाह रहा है तो उसको गिरा देते, like बिठा देते.
गिरा देते हैं, हाँ बिल्कुल.
कुलदीप यादव को बिठा दिए थे, कितना इरिटेशन हो गया था. फिर अब चाहल और कुलदीप में फिर competition डाल दिया. भाई कुलदीप is light year ahead right now of all the leg spinners in India. I mean, respect to Chahal, he's an amazing, but Kuldeep is like next level. Like, अब फिर आप कंपटीशन में लगा रहे, फिर आप इसको टेंशन में ला रहे कि भाई इसकी जगह है या नहीं है. अरे भाई उसको रख लिए, हो गया उन्हें. He should be set in that team. He shouldn't be worried about these things.
तो 11 में खेलना चाहिए.
Exactly. अब फिर भी आप कंपटीशन लगा दे रहे. आप रवि बिश्नोई T20, but like एक बात बोल रहा हूँ, like आप कंपेयर ही नहीं कर सकते उसको किसी से. And same thing with Siraj. Siraj should be locked in. Siraj is like your best bowler right now.
Yeah. But the problem comes in, I think, like, when they're locked in, and then if something happens to them, then we start worrying. Then you bring in Chahal, then you bring in...
Yeah, then that's the backup. That's what your backup, that's why your squad depth
then you bring
is supposed to be.
Thakur, then you bring in... That's what I'm saying. Then you bring in those players.
वही तो बोल रहा हूँ, it's FPL, bro. It's FPL. It's all about FPL. But it doesn't look like Harry Kane is going to win his first trophy.
Oh, the game of the... He's coming on right now, Faiz.
Oh, it's Harry. It's a proud moment.
He's coming
He's
out right
finally
now.
coming into. If he comes and wins this, man, Harry Kane. Oh my, I'll be so happy for him. Like
The whole social media is gonna go crazy, man, if he loses
yeah,
this. Oh, he still doesn't have a trophy. He brought bad luck to Bayern and stuff. It's so weird to see him in a jersey other than Tottenham. I'm
other
not used to
Tottenham.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be good for his career. I think it'll be good. But yeah, coming back to cricket, like that's what. अगर अच्छा भी जा रहा तो प्रॉब्लम है, बुरा भी जा रहा तो प्रॉब्लम है. अरे भाई, अब बैट्समैन को बॉलर को बैटिंग कराना था, चलो वो समझता हूँ, ये क्रिकेट का दस्तूर अब ऐसा है कि बैटर बॉलर, बट आप इकट्ठा एक सब कैन नॉट जस्ट लर्न हाउ टू बैट. तो लाइक 7 बैट्समैन है, वो भी मेरे को समझ में आता है. आई डोंट नो व्हाट योर ओपिनियन, लाइक T20 अगर आप हारे, टेल वाज लॉन्ग. आई थिंक 7 बैट्समैन back in the day also and today also are still enough to win you a game. Or
You know,
7
the problem
game.
is though, the problem is the opposition have more depth, and that is causing you problems in crucial matches. That is the problem.
And you don't have
You
one
can
who wipes the tail.
I agree with you that if you have to choose between, like, suppose there's Shami, Bumrah, Siraj, and Thakur. There's 4 bowlers. Now, if you have to choose between, you have to choose 3 out of these 4. Me and you are going to say drop Thakur.
Yeah.
But what people are going to say is कि भाई, if you drop Thakur, फिर batting नहीं है. And because then you're comparing yourself to England, who have Wokes who can come and hit. Pakistan, they have Shadab who can come and hit. And fair enough. I cannot disagree with that either. I cannot argue with that either. I will say you still go with your 3 best bowlers, but because the opposition, this and that, it puts some fear in you. And I know,
if I have a Mitchell Stark kind of bowler who can wipe the tail, I would not be that worried about the tail. Like, yes,
but then Mitchell Stark can bat also.
Yeah, I'm just saying Mitchell Stark, the finishing, wiping tail out bit of Mitchell Stark. Yeah. If I had that kind of a bowler, if I had Mark Wood like a bowler, like Mark Wood can also bat, yes. But my point is like, इतना क्या, हाँ चलो ठीक है, bat bowler कभी-कभी bat करना, but it's just the thing that I feel कि भाई 7 या 8 batsmen अगर आपके पास है, उतना नहीं सोचना कि भाई.
Yeah, I agree. Like अगर आप
भाई बचपन से देख रहे भाई, तेंदुलकर, द्रविड़, लक्ष्मण, गंगुली, हमारा विकेट कीपर नहीं बैट कर सकता था यार 10-15 साल पहले, वरना विकेट कीपर नहीं बैट कर सकता था.
और अगर आप ऐसा करना चाह रहे फैज, आप ये भी देखो, ये जो मैचेस में आप फिर अक्षर पटेल, जडेजा, सबको क्यों खिला रहे हैं आप फिर बिठा के बोलो शमी भाई आप नंबर 7 पे बैटिंग कर, आप नंबर 8 पे बैटिंग कर रहे, 7 तो
सिनेरियो क्रिएट करो, शमी भाई तो चिट्ठी भी मार देते.
Yeah, but you have to play him regularly for the whole year over there. If you see, like, Bumrah and Shami had a partnership at Lords which won you a test match, like incredible partnership. But they were playing at their position. So if you're going to put them in the position, in a particular position, then somewhere they will learn. Shine Afridi has improved so much as a batter.
और भाई उसको पीएसएल में देखो उन्हें फोड़ के रख दे रहा था, उन्हें जिताया
नंबर 4 पे आ जा रहा उन्हें. तो like you tell your bowlers to work on it. There is ways, like solutions to it. It's not by batting. बालाजी आके मारता नहीं था, याद है फर्स्ट.
हाँ, पाकिस्तान को मारा था ना, शोएब अख्तर को मारा था छक्का, दो पांव के बीच में बैट फिराया था. तो बट मेरे हिसाब से like why don't put so much pressure on them, because like at the end of the day it's not their forte, and like at least 6-7 batsmen, they should be ready to give everything. It's always an advantage, yes, always advantage. Everyone who can bat, everyone who can bowl, yes, but you can't always have that. And given the injury record of India, I don't think you can ever have that.
Yeah, and all-rounder record of India. Hamar was high knee all-rounder.
Exactly, all-rounder record of India. Like, yeah, Yuvraj Singh is the last one. Quote Rohit Sharma.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, just to wrap it up, fast, I think India today very convincing performance, 9-wicket victory. Shubman Gill, Phod ke rakh diya, and that's why we have to back our players. There are some people are saying he's not in form. It's okay. It's not okay if he's not in form. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fail, kids.
I mean, he had an 85. He had a 34. I wasn't saying that he was out of form.
Not you. Not you.
No. I'm saying I wouldn't say he was out of form. I would just say he wasn't getting off to a start. Then when he got off to a start, he's getting out cheaply. So when you're out of form, you can clearly see that this guy not timing the ball. He was impeccable timing, amazing shot selection. But like when you're not in form, you can see it clearly.
Again, you can't expect every player to be on the ball every time. Right? But he's still a class player. Jaiswal, I think, brilliant batting from him. He's shown that there is depth in this India team, and the future is in good hands. I think whatever. Kuldeep bhai bowling 2 wickets and the catch, man. What a catch, bro!
Yeah, he's enjoying Miami.
A very similar time that he took the catch, Bowen scored. He has in the FPL team.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's like I'm like, wow, this is insane. Like at the same same
Yeah.
time. So it's the perfect moment. That catch was really good too. But in general, good captaincy from Hardik Pandya too. Like, sticking to his guns, learning from his mistakes, continuing to make mistakes, but basically, like, backing the team. So I think overall very good performance. If I just look at the 3 wickets for Ashdeep as well, slightly on the expensive side, but good to see him
The
amongst the
last over,
wickets.
yeah.
Yeah, the last over as well. And yeah, overall, Hetmeyer end में बुरा फोड़
Oh,
दिया. I
बहुत
think,
जबरदस्त.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a very good innings. And they were
I,
calling out because it was Robin Powell बोल दिया था भाई अगर मैं left-hander Puran and
sorry, इस फेस 3-0 हो गया के नाते की.
highly Hetmeyer and अगर Hetmeyer and Nicholas Puran अगर नहीं चले तो that will dictate the course of this tournament for West Indies, and it's actually proving right because when Puran was going strong चल रहा था, अब हेटमायर नहीं चल रहा था, अब हेटमायर चल रहा but पुरन नहीं चल रहा. So like it is important for their middle order to fire as well. And also like Kyle Myers, well, again he had to come and do what he did, 17 runs, but they need to get started. And Kyle Myers again, he's a problem with the short ball. I think he got out like that 2-3 times in the series. But yeah, I think it's been a good series to watch, at least T20 wise, because obviously it's T20, you can still bear it. And yeah, I think जिस तरीके से चल रहा वेस्ट इंडीज का रिडेम्पशन, लाइक अच्छा बहुत क्या बोलते रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग दिख रहा अंदर रॉबमन पावल, बट अगेन टाइम के इन लोगों का बोर्ड एंड ऑल ऑफ दिस इश्यूज क्या आने वाला है. बट फॉर इंडिया आई थिंक देयर ऑन द राइट कोर्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ T20 format. They've got a lot of players that they've got from the IPL, Rinku Singh and all of this. Ireland again is another way that you find your T20 squad. That's what exactly. And Hardik Pandya not going for this Ireland tour. Chalta, it's spreading your wings. You're delegating it to Jasprit Bumrah. This is how you're, at least I find in the T20 circuit, we're going in this rhythm. अब वो next year कब आए, next year आए बाद से people will start focusing because T20 का भी focus नहीं है. अभी जो करना है कर लो. But T20 वर्ल्ड कप आते कि आप देख लो, जो ये बच्चे अगर फेल हुए वो अगले साल मर्डर.
मेरे को एक सवाल आया है, इट्स वेरी रैंडम, देयर इज नो थिंग, बट अगर बेन स्टोक्स अब बोला कि भाई आई एम अवेलेबल बटलर, आई फैंसी प्लेइंग 50 ओवर, खिलाएंगे नहीं खिलाएंगे उसको?
बेन स्टोक्स का ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड जो है, बेन स्टोक्स का जो ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड है, आई डोंट थिंक एनीवन विल क्वेश्चन हिज एबिलिटी. एंड जरूरत पड़ने पे दे कैन, बिकॉज़ ही ब्रिंग्स यू bowling, he brings you batting, he brings you a captaincy mind, and he brings you temperament of handling the middle order. If they need something like that in their squad, definitely England खिलाएंगे. Like
if
they'll
Butler,
see it.
okay, let me switch the question. If Butler messages him like he messaged Moeen Ali, say fancy the World Cup बोल के, will he say yes?
Fancy the World Cup अगर किसको मैसेज
जैसा
करे?
उन्हें स्टोक्स को, जैसा स्टोक्स मोइन को मैसेज करा था, राइट? फैंसी द एशेस बोल के,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is World Cup question mark. If Butler messages him, will he do it?
To Ben Stokes.
Yeah.
I guess if he's
Will
willing
Ben
to go,
Stokes say
like
yes?
it's in
Will
his
he say
mood,
yes?
bro. Like this guy's moody guy. I can't, like, you can't put
The
a
reason
finger on. But yeah, if I think the way Ben Stokes is, he always likes a challenge. If he wants to win the World Cup again, he'll come out and win it.
The reason
That's
why
all.
I'm saying this is that I want to see him in the World Cup, man. One last time, Ben Stokes.
You never know. This guy's moody. Like I said, उसका दिमाग फिरा तो ने कंट्री होके आ भी जाता है, नहीं हुआ तो ने 2 साल भी नहीं खेल के थर्ड साल में आके जीत जाता है. पागल है नहीं. Like he's different mindset. He knows exactly what his
Different
body
gravy,
wants.
huh? Different gravy.
He knows exactly what his body is capable, and he has injury as well. So I don't know if he'll be able to play. But knee has been irritating him since the IPL. He came out, played the Ashes. I think he played a fantastic Ashes, captained it amazingly well from at least third test. 2 innings, phenomenal, 80 and 155. Alag level. So like that kind of a player, he fits in any team, right? Like a MS Dhoni. I mean, he doesn't bowl, but the keeping and the batting, a younger probably MS Dhoni, if you want to say, but he would come in any team. So similar kind of a mindset, similar kind of a mentality. Ben Stokes will fit in any England squad, I think, Test, ODIs, or T20. But yeah, I think India's performance very convincing. Happy that it's 2-2 going into the last one in Florida, Miami. I can't believe it. ये दिन आ गया कि US में cricket चल रहा. I know MLC था and stuff like that, but just things have changed from the 90s and stuff. कि कभी सोचे नहीं थे कि teams like US, Saudi, कितने आ गया रहो, like Nepal and all of these are going to play, but it's fun. अभी एशिया कप में भी नेपाल देखने को मजा आने वाला है कि what they're made of as well. And they're one of those teams that this is one of those teams that they have nothing to play for in terms of that they can just go all out, and that's always a scary team to play against.
I mean, the world is developing. As me and you, when we used to go for Eid, we used to go in the mountains and just like run around, play cricket. Now Ronaldo's winning championships over there in that city. So things are changing. Also, I just want to give a quick update on the 100. I watched a few games recently. Been really impressed. Been enjoying it. The yesterday London Spirit versus Trent Rockets. I think it was yesterday. Today, I think.
Today,
Bro,
today.
195 मारे Spirit and
Yeah.
London's the Trent Rockets lost by 2 runs. They made 193. But in
Oh,
that 193, Joe Root 72 of
Sean
35
Sean to
balls.
35.
We were
Yeah.
just talking about him, and I was saying, "Why don't you think it was T20?" This shows that he can still play T20
But again,
cricket.
that's Joe Root taking it himself upon himself and expanding his wings because he's not restricted, right? आप नहीं 100 में नहीं खेलना, नहीं आप IPL में नहीं खेलना नहीं. तो वही है ना, you as a player आप बोल सकते हैं भाईगन मैं
No,
जा रहा हूँ,
I'm
मैं
just
खेलने जा रहा हूँ.
yeah,
Like
but
I'm just
it was
yeah.
an incredible innings. Ravi Bopara still batting 23, 25 of 13,
Oh,
still playing
but
cricket.
Dan Lawrence I think was
93.
incredible, right? Yeah,
He was the
yeah.
man of the match, captain also for London Spirit, and it's good to see London Spirit win a game because normally whenever I watch them, they kind of lose. Trent
Mm.
Rockets are also defending champions. And there was another high-scoring game. I think it was 1 or 2 days ago. उसमें Oval Invincibles का था versus the Northern
Mm.
सुपर चैंपियन वो जो यॉर्कशायर की टीम है आदिल रशीद उन लोग वो भी क्रेजी गेम था आई थिंक ओवर इनविंसिबल्स वन बाय लाइक 3-4 रन्स बट इट वाज अ वेरी गुड हाई स्कोरिंग गेम उसमें टॉम बैंटन फिर जबरदस्त बैटिंग कर रहा था रिमेंबर ही इज आल्सो एन ऑप्शन फॉर देम इन T20 and wanted to open the
I'm telling
batting
you, man, they have too many, bro. They have too many.
उसमें so they played well there was one game that I saw I don't know when that game took place women's में उसमें they
अच्छा.
needed 4 runs of 3 balls and Shabnam Ismail 3 hat trick bro last 3 balls wickets 4 of 3 they needed she took a hat trick bro
I think this was 17th क्या बोल sorry 17th bro.
क्या
कब
17
ये कल हुआ था, कल का मैच है.
मेरे को याद नहीं है कब मैं ऐसा मैं कल रात
144
में देखा
145 या कल का
हाँ
है या.
मैं कल रात में बैठ के प्रॉपर देखा मैच वो लाइक हाइलाइट्स एंड मैं क्रेजी मैच उन्होंने क्या निकाली
Shabnam was very good, like
four
very
of
good fast bowler.
yeah 4 of 3 था उन्होंने हैट्रिक ले लिया रो and I think Tammy Bomo was the captain of that team she was also like fired up
Oh,
one
she smashed
wicket
her for
was
200.
one wicket was third man पे catch एक बोल्ड दूसरा लास्ट भी बोल्ड last ball पे 4 run bold bang it was crazy bro
Oh, damn.
so if you haven't
Zabardast.
seen the highlights check it out man that was a really good game.
Yeah, just a few comments on Ibrahim Bhai and then we'll wrap this up. I heard Tilak and Jaiswal are being trained to play a role with the ball in hand. We might see the ball more during the Indian domestic season and IPL before they are tried in international. Oh, yeah, but they're trying to make all-rounders. But again, what do they play? They bowl medium. वही देखना पड़ेगा. India versus Scotland, I think 2007 का bowler was rained out. Stokes is planning to have surgery on his knees to sort out. Yeah, exactly. The ability to bowl has been a little bit problematic. He's not going to play the World Cup. MS Dhoni must be like holding his, think, अरे भाई इन्हें खेला इसने हमारे लिए जाके आयाशिल में मतलब फोड़ दिया. But I think it's understandable the way he was suffering. But he was also a very important mentor to all the people. Like I remember Tushar Deshpande जब हैवत खा रहा था उसको मारे तो ने आके उसको calm down कर रहा था. भाई होते चीला relax करो कुछ भी नहीं होता है. Then I think he pulled out 23 wickets in that season, 23 wickets. But yeah, more or less wrapped up. We'll be back tomorrow to discuss whatever we can. I think the 100 is there again. Lanka Premier League of the light area.
We'll check out the Pakistan squad also for the Asia
Pakistan
Cup
squad as well. A lot of updates that have been happening. We're just too much on chasing green arrows. चल रहा है हमारे पास for people who've not sort of signed up there. We have another fantasy football channel that we focus on. So that's थोड़ा बहुत काम ज़्यादा बढ़ गए थे. But definitely we're back for the cricket. We have Asia Cup. India Ireland is starting on the 17th. We have again LPL. We have the 100. We have India Asia Cup. We probably will be at the Asia Cup. We're trying to figure out that. But yes, everybody do like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, Mustafa, for joining me. Hopefully, Harry Kane does something. And everybody take care and have a nice
night. The game is tomorrow.
Sorry?
The game is tomorrow, India.
The game is tomorrow and the 3rd.
Yeah, 15th, back to back.
15th है.
तो 13th को कल match. कल ही
match है.
अरे यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. वही तो we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, so, I mean we will see you. Yeah, we will see you tomorrow. But yeah, for then कल ही match है. So yeah, come back tomorrow. Thank you so much. Good night.